Hello and welcome back to Story Glimpse, instructional video time. Today we're going to talk a little bit about a story I wrote called Hail to the Chief and the basics of short story writing. Welcome back to Story Glimpse. This is Weston Kincade, bestselling author, and today we're going to talk about the story that I wrote and read in our previous episode, and it's titled Hail to the Chief. Now, short stories are really a process in and of themselves. It's not like writing novels. When you're writing short stories, yes, you have to focus on a lot of the same parts, the same elements, and specifically plot. But a short story is a moment in time. It's literally a snippet. Imagine that you took your camera on vacation. You took a picture. It's a story about that one little picture. Okay, that's a short story for you, be it flash fiction or, almost a novella length. A short story is just a moment in time. Now, the way I break down short stories is into 6 points, and they're the basic plot points. Envision, if you will, and we'll actually put one up here, the plot pyramid. Okay, it has 6 points, and as you can see, the first one starts off low. You have your introduction. You're going to give a little description about your protagonist, and then you build on to the conflict. Now, that conflict is really where your story really takes off. Okay, it's where your antagonist emerges. It's where your protagonist really emerges as the opposite, the polar opposite of that antagonist, and the conflict that is going to take the story on erupts. So you actually need to get through that conflict, that first moment, and early on, and hook the reader as quickly as possible. It's actually a problem I have because I'm a bit too wordy, so I have to really cut down my words early on in the intro to help the reader get hooked and then continue to read on. From there, we go to our third point. That's rising action. You have to build the anticipation. And to do that, you need to have little events that actually are exciting. Little elements of mystery where sometimes it could misdirect the reader. Sometimes it just gives them a hint of something to come. But they're always internally kind of questioning what's about to happen while still learning a bit more. For instance, in Hail to the Chief, you learn that he comes down this some kind of slide and winds up in this small room next to a really tall, bearded guy that, looks like he's out of Adam's family in a butler outfit. So you have that kind of bringing about some questions. That's our introduction. We flow through into the conflict, which is whenever your goblin comes up and he kind of reveals what's going on. And so you actually have an environment, a situational antagonist to start in the story. And then it builds from there. Sometimes you have witty moments in the rising action. And it leads up to that climax where in my story, Hail to the Chief, he actually meets a demon who is also a candidate for mayor. That's where you actually have your antagonist. And it starts to kind of go from building anticipation to the result of what will happen in the final conflict. That's your climax. That's point 4. Now, point 5 is your falling action, which, as you can see, in my story, I had some of it. It's not very long, though. It's not going to be drawn out normally. So your resolution, falling action is point 5. Your resolution is point 6. Now, one of the things I want to really add in with a resolution is sometimes you can do twist endings, things that are unexpected. You can add in a little humor. You can, kind of shock the audience. But that's going to be your best method for writing your short story and having the reader come away feeling like both surprised and entertained. So those 6 points should get you a good short story out the gate. But if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. So please look at the comments below, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell. I'm happy to go over any questions you might have. And in the additional episodes that will be coming out, will actually address a lot of the questions you may have too. So stay tuned. Again, I'm Weston Kincade, best-selling author. Thanks for joining us.